Boom. I joint. I don't know. Like, yeah, this whole Facebook journey is going to fucking suck balls. Why you turn your light on?
Yeah.
It's getting dark. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at his face.
You got to go. What are you playing Golden Child over here, yo?
I want the knife.
Please give me the knife.
Hey, yo, let's start it up.
That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab, get it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's why I'm mad with it. That's where I'm at. Okay, you chasing clout, oh no way, your shit turn.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's I'm Get in Trouble podcast. Your boy Eddie Liles, Lloyd Lee is in the building.
What up?
Terrance G had to run, but we got our special guest today, Mr. Timmy Hall, who was supposed to be on a couple weeks ago. We did a whole joint with Timmy. Couldn't get online with Timmy. The internet was horrible. So then we did the recording with him, and then the recording didn't go through. It was just like, Facebook don't like when Timmy Hall supposed to be on the podcast. I think that's what it is.
That's fine. What's up, man? What's up, man?
Timmy Hall out here blowing whistles. That's why they don't want him on Facebook no more.
I shut shit down. Y'all making us shut it down. I shut Facebook down today.
Yo, yeah, that was what we was talking about earlier on the previous podcast about the whole joint. And like, yeah, Terrance was like, so they had an update in the DNS system, the domain name server. They put an update in the joint, and then the update messed up a file, and then it turned down the whole global joint. And I was like, bro, that don't make sense. Because GoDaddy lets me do a backup restore on my site, and I don't have nearly as much money as Facebook does. So that don't even make sense. Somebody hacked Facebook, bro. The whistleblower said something, and the hacker was like, "Oh yeah, I got you."
I don't think it's that simple, but yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be down that long. But I don't think it should have been like it's that analogy is just way too simple to compare. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Sometimes the simplest answer is the truth, bro.
Oh. Hey, Timmy, we just got off a podcast and we've been talking about this for like an hour. There's no talking sense to this, dude.
I'm done. Yeah, but
so Timmy, you driving? Where you headed up to?
I'm on the way to New York, man. I got a show in New York tonight, and then I'm headed to Vegas tomorrow. So,
oh, you in Vegas tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the joint. So tonight is with who? Tonight you with Thailand, right?
Yeah. Tonight.
And
then
tomorrow.
Vegas. Yep. I'm in Vegas with Rodney Perry.
Oh, you with Rodney Perry? You in the Rodney Perry show? That's right. Yeah, I've been seeing those flyers. You're gonna be at the Echelon Center, and then also Sugar Daddy's on Thursday.
Is he doing? Yeah. So is he doing a residency, or is he just doing one show?
Nah, there's one show he's done. One show he's done. Shit, I wish it was a residency.
Shit. It's a different world. I'll tell you what, man. Opening for a headlining resident out here, it's so strange because you think, you're in the same place doing the same thing over and over again. Like you think the crowd is gonna catch up to you, but every day it's like a different crowd. Every show is a different crowd. It's fucking wild. You could literally do the same set for years and no one would notice the difference. It is what people do. Yeah.
I was looking at
I heard if you only get like 1 or 2 days off if you're residency up here. Like you only get 1 or 2 days, like a Monday or Tuesday, something like that.
Yep.
The rest you're working the rest of the week.
Which I mean, think about it. You get an hour a day every day. You don't have to worry about nothing. It's the same place, same crowd. You ain't got to travel. You ain't got to drive nowhere. And if you really in it, the casino or venue will pick you up, hire a driver to come pick you up. Like, why would you leave?
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't. Yep, I wouldn't.
So is Vegas one of your destinations to go? Like when you leave Baltimore? Because I thought you was living in New York. I didn't know you was driving back and forth. Like when we had a conversation, not to air out everything, but we had a conversation about watching Easy Passes.
I know. Yo, Easy Passes ain't no joke. They don't they re up your damn money on their goddamn own. when they feel like, oh, you low. And now it's like what? It's like what? It's $100 and something now.
Woo.
That's it.
Yeah, it was 40.
It was 40. Now it's $100 and something.
That's $100. So that's why I was like, I'm not like when I drove down. This is what happened. I drove down on that show on Saturday. Like I killed like 3 birds with one stone. My girl's family was having a party. I had a show, and then out of nowhere, they threw a surprise birthday party for my mom. But the show paid for my trip down. I just didn't have a show to pay for my trip up yet.
I get it, man.
I was like, y'all not about to keep hitting my head, bro.
Yeah, it's expensive, man, to travel up and back and forth, man. I'm not ready to move up there yet. You know, it's too expensive, number one. You know, I mean, you know, I don't want the ones to just move somewhere and pray something happen. Man, I'm too over that shit. I gotta have some concrete. You're gonna give me a contract and say, hey, you're gonna be up here. We got a TV show for you. We got this for you. Then I'll move up there. But to just move up there and hope something happens, I'm too over that shit.
I'm 34, so I'm right before that age, right? So I'm like,
yeah, you right there, yeah.
I got this is my last chance.
All your dreams get crushed and all your hopes you're right there before your dreams get crushed and no more hope left for you. Yo. Go ahead and do it now because when you go up there and fail, at least you got time to recover. I'm too old for this.
But also what I try to tell him is like he wants to go on the road. I was like, go on the road. It's fucking miserable. It's lonely. Like
it is.
Man,
I'm telling you, man, it is.
Eating like 3 meals a week out of Waffle House is horrible.
The work gets me like you gotta like I don't know. I know it's a mental thing that I gotta get past. But if I'm not working, bro, I can't function. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta always. It's the ADHD in me, bro. I always gotta be working.
No,
I don't like sitting still.
Nah, man, you're a commie, bro. Leave like me, man. If I'm not working, if I take 1 week off of comedy, I feel miserable, man. Like I'm unemployed. I just walk around with my head down. It just hurts you, man, because you know this is what we do. When it's in you, it's in you. You know, it's one thing you to play around. You know, that's why I hate this. Comedy, the only job I know you claim to be something with no goddamn proof. I hate that's what I hate. Oh, I'm a comic. I'm like, you ain't done nothing. What have you done to prove you're God? I can't be a guy in college that put on the scrubs and go in and start playing with vaginas. You know what I mean? This is the only job where you ain't got to prove shit. This is true.
And when you do, nobody believes you. They're like, well, I mean, I ain't seen you in nothing. You're like, fuck you.
But I'll be honest. This, you know what the lucky part of like. So I was just so yesterday, somebody was like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a comedian." And they was like, "Oh, have I seen you in anything?" And I was like, "I mean, you can Google me because of the podcast, I'm Googleable now." Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but I am though. I'm Googleable now.
That's what I say, man. Like I say, if I YouTube you and no shit come up, you ain't no comic.
Yeah,
exactly. And I don't like putting my stuff on YouTube. I don't like putting my jokes up on YouTube.
I put nothing on you. Everything on YouTube is up there. Somebody else did. I never did put that stuff up there. But if I can just YouTube you and something like that, come on, man, you ain't no fucking comic. Come on, how can I prove that you are? There's no proof.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just me.
I've come to the realization that if someone's like, "Have I seen you in anything?" or like, "Are you funny?" or "Tell me a joke," any of those questions, it's like I'm not even gonna try because you're not showing up to a show anyways. Like I could tell you joke, kill it. Come to my show tonight. They won't show up. Like they won't show up to any show.
But you're right. I never do that, man. So like, tell me a joke. I'm not. First of all, I get paid to tell jokes. Fuck you. I'm not paid to tell jokes. I mean, if you're a mechanic. Oh, I'm a mechanic. Bitch, fix my car. You ain't gonna do it for free.
Listen, but that's the good part about the podcast is like I literally just tell people like, you know what I'm saying? Like I do serious comedy. Like I'm not the jokey all the time, dude. So you can literally watch the podcast and see exactly what I do. You know what I'm saying? I talk a lot, and then something in there be funny. Like nigga, that's just like you. I don't need you to do a joke. I don't need to do a joke. You can go watch any episodes you motherfucking want to, nigga. Like, get away from me, bro.
I hate that. I hate being. I'm a comedian, and there's nothing to prove that you are. You know what I mean? This the only job like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate about it. You can't claim to be something. Oh, I tell jokes. What you do? Oh, I tell jokes for a living. Well, you ain't a fucking comedian. You tell jokes. Or yeah, they say I'm funny too. Oh, nigga, here we go with this shit.
Oh no, dude.
I got a joke for you. Fucking kill me.
I despise.
I got a joke for you, and the joke is somebody else's joke. Oh yeah, I'm gonna really use that shit. Like, come on, man.
Oh no, but people do though. Let's not act like they don't. Like, come on, son. Like people definitely like be like, oh nah, my friend wrote me that joke. Like, yeah, your friend stole that joke for you, bro.
Yeah, hey, your friend is Richard Pryor from 1976.
What the fuck you talking about, bro?
If you use my joke, I want half. I'm not gonna use your fucking joke.
First and foremost, and I'm not giving you half.
You know my stupid ass, because I'm such an explainer of shit. Like, I try to explain this to motherfuckers. Like, niggas be like, yo, yeah, when you get paid for that joke, make sure. Like, nigga, I don't get paid for one joke. You do realize that, right?
Exactly.
You think I'm about to like write out all my words, do a word count, and every joke, all the words from your one joke, I'm gonna pay you for it out of my whole special? You better kiss my ass, nigga.
Or yeah, I showed up in the town. People paid $20 a ticket so I could do a 3-minute joke and then good night. Like, that's not how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay you back for that joke. Shut up,
me.
bro.
If I had a comedian, and I got a joke, and I like a joke, and I add a joke to it, I'm like, hey, you should say this on the end of that joke. I'm never gonna claim it and be like, oh yeah, I wrote that part for him. I'm not doing that. Yeah. I gave it to you. I gave it to you. I'm not gonna sit there ever claim. I wrote for a lot of people. I have. I don't name names, but you won't know it because I wrote for them. I gave it to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna take the joke away from them.
And I think that's part of being a comedian. Is like, that's how you keep it sharp. Like, oh, that's funny. Here's another thing. Like, you're sharpening iron with iron because you're thinking too about a joke that's not even for you.
Right. You say, oh yeah.
I never understood how y'all can do that though.
Why?
How y'all can make jokes for other people. Like I was literally talking to the person we was talking about off air. Like, I was talking to him because he writes out of LA, and I was like, I don't get. And he was saying like, yeah, like he has to tell people like. He was like, yeah, when I write for you, send me a whole rack of shit so that I can pick up how you talk. Because if I don't want to write for you in my words and you got to translate it. I want to write jokes for you.
Right, and that's where the issue comes in for me. I gotta know if it, like, I'll write a joke, and if it's not for me, I'll give it away. Because some jokes it might be funny, but it's not my style of comedy. You know what I mean? So I'll give it away. Because I'm not gonna keep it. I hoard it, but I know it's funny, but I can't use it. Like, I might do some jokes that's real harsh, and I know some harsh ass me. I'm like, oh, just a joke right here I wrote. You can have this. And they're like, oh my God, it's hilarious, but it ain't me. I can't do it. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
I can't do it. But I don't hoard jokes, but I also don't believe in taking my shit either. I just had, no. I was just at a show 2 Sundays ago. And I ain't gonna name no names, but the comedian did my joke in front of me, and I took him to the other side and cussed his ass out in front of everybody.
Nice. I mean, that seems to be popular right now.
Hold on. Did you hear what he said though? I took him to the side and cussed him out in front of everybody. Nigga, that's not the side.
I'm a type of dude to take you in private and then scream at you so everybody get hit.
For everybody to hear that joke.
I took him to the side of the stage.
Well,
that is hysterical.
That's what I do. I'm a private screamer. I'm taking the side. Come here, let me talk to you for a second, man. I gotta talk to you. This is between me and you, and then cuss you out in front of everybody.
Nah, yeah, I don't like the stealing of the jokes, right? I don't. When you write, I don't get it. Like, the biggest controversy recently is, and Lloyd, I don't think we got a chance to talk about it a little bit, was the Joe Hill thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Joe Hill and David Arnold drink. And it was like, do comics really lifting jokes? Like, when I say this, make sure you hear me what I'm saying, right? Do you think comics are literally listening to somebody's joke and be like, ooh, I'm gonna steal that? Or are they subconsciously doing it and not realizing that they stole somebody's joke?
Both.
I think it's both, bro. I mean, they lifted it, but they subconsciously doing the joke. I mean, Joe's my friend. Me and Joe had a extensive conversation about the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't say whether Joe stole it or not because I wasn't there. But I mean, Joe says whatever. But I mean, and then David says whatever. Then you got Dave, his proof that that he told the Joe first, and you got Joe, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'm trying to tell Joe, which I love Joe to death. But the reality is, man, you're not going to win. He's a veteran, number one. So you don't lose the fight.
Right.
You'll lose the fight in that aspect. And he has it on special. So the best thing to do is never do the joke again because it's already on TV.
Yeah.
And it was 2 years ago. He got it on special. He taped that special 2 years ago.
I know, but Joe.
We know how we understand how jokes work. Sometimes it's years and years and years and years.
Yeah, you just do it over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But that's the issue about stealing a joke. You're not people think, oh, it's just one joke. No. If I go to your house and steal one dish, it's part of a set. You stealing part of my set. That's the problem. It's not a joke. One joke is not a joke. It's part of a set.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you steal a joke, you taking part of something that adds minutes to my time. You taking that part of it.
Yeah.
I just stole one of your shoes. I just stole the left shoe. It's not the whole set. It's just the one shoe.
Bitch, cool. I can't wear these shoes no more.
Yeah, but I mean, neither can I.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell, man. I'm trying to tell I had a long conversation with Joe. I mean, Joe's not gonna do the joke anymore, but we had a long conversation. And I told Joe, man, I said, this back and forth shit, it's bad enough as comedians. We already got issues with this cancel culture shit. We don't need the other parts of beef. We don't need it, man. Because right now, we're in a war right now as comics, man. We are in a war. We're in a war because we can't say shit. We're in a war.
Oh, really? So we can go down this path. Do you really think that?
Yes. Cancel culture is real, bro.
I'm not saying cancel culture is not real. I'm saying
we can say whatever we want.
Whatever the fuck we want.
We just got to figure out how to raise the bar to the joke to where it's a level of higher expectation.
Yeah, we just got to make it funny.
No, I ain't the fact about being funny. There's a certain word that's offensive. Like Dave Chappelle had a special said the word faggot. Remember?
Yeah.
Back in the day when I first started, we said faggot all the time. It wasn't offensive.
Yeah.
And then if
it was still offensive. They just didn't say nothing.
Did you worried about coming out the closet?
Right,
you can't say faggot. Why not? Fuck.
As soon as you say you can't, only people that can say you can't say faggot was dudes that was already out of the closet. Everybody in DC, if you said faggot, they was like, you can't say faggot. You'd be like, that nigga gay.
Yeah. Let's beat his ass. You're like, what?
We said stuff like that, but we did say stuff like that back then. Nobody cared. Nobody said anything. Look at Eddie Murphy's special, Delirious, man. That whole, if you want to talk about gay, that whole shit was ridiculous, man, about gay people. He went,
But that don't mean, but he can still say the same shit. You can, all right, listen. Dave Chappelle did that whole transsexual joke, right? He got a little bit of I think everybody looked at the little bit of backlash he got and was like, oh, he got a lot of backlash. He really didn't though. No, it was a funny enough joke that he got away with it.
And he's doing okay.
It wasn't so much funny, it was intelligent. The way he explained it was intelligent and it was unoffensive. Let me tell you, man. You just understand when we first came out, man, you could say anything. Fag. You could say it, but it wasn't offensive, man. It just cancel culture is real, bro. That shit is real. That shit is annoying. It's annoying, man.
And I will say it is annoying. It's definitely annoying. Man. But I don't think it's I don't know. I feel like if you say something funny enough, for people to get what you're saying, you're always going to any word that you say, somebody's going to try to find some root cause on why that word is bad.
But I mean, if
you make the joke funny, and it's sometimes the word, bro. Because Louis C.K. did the nigga did joke. You remember that joke on Louis C.K.'s special?
Yeah.
That joke was freaking hilarious, bro. Like he did. Yeah. Tell me, have you ever heard that? You know what joke I'm talking about?
What joke was it? I see most of the shit.
Louis C.K. he does a joke where he says, "I hate when people say the N-word because then it makes me." Not, he was like, not nigger. Like, I don't care if you say nigger. He was like, you just can't say the N-word because now you're making me feel racist because of what you said. And then later on, he said he hated deer. And he was like, the deer, da-da-da-da. He was like, the deer's in my way. Goddamn nigger deer. Like, it was just like, it was a word play joke. It was a real long bit. It was like a 10, 15-minute bit, but it was like all about like misdirection, basically.
Okay.
But it was funny. Nobody said nothing about it. Why? Because not just because it wasn't fun. I mean, not because it wasn't popular to cancel back then, but because the shit was fucking funny.
I bet it was.
So
I bet that shit was. That shit was well thought out.
You
I
said
bet
what?
it was well thought out. I bet it was well thought out. I gotta turn on my thing real quick.
Yeah.
I bet it was well thought out. I bet it was well thought out.
Yeah.
It
was well thought out. Though.
But that's my point. You can say whatever you want as long as you think it all the way out.
I bet he had a black focus group before he did that joke. Do that joke. That motherfucker had a focus group first, nigga. He went to projects and did that joke. They got a thumbs up. You ain't gonna just do that fucking joke and get away with it.
You can say anything you want as long as you have something after it that will be criticized heavier than the joke itself. Like just say the word and then jerk off in front of people. Like that's.
Oh, what the?
Yeah.
Yo, you stupid. You stupid, Lloyd. You stupid, Lloyd.
I said the N-word 3 times, but then I jerked off in front of the crowd, and then nobody said anything about me saying the N-word.
You don't care. Look at the guy from Seinfeld. That shit was funny, man. He was the funny.
Oh yeah, see that. But that it wasn't thought out. It was a horrible joke. It wasn't even really a joke.
It wasn't a joke though, man. But you gotta understand something. Man. Dave Chappelle said it right. Everybody else like, oh, I can't believe he said that. But comedians like, oh yeah, the man said. You know what I'm saying? We were like, well, it's a bad set to us. And because they were yelling out, just yelling out at him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That word don't bother me. You know what bothers me? It's the word before nigga that hurt me. The word N-word on it. Yeah, I had a white girl call me a little dick nigga. You think I cared about the word nigga? You know what I mean? The word before nigga hurt before nigga.
The word before nigga hurts the most.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little dick nigga. You think that white girl? You think when I heard little dick, the white girl, the word nigga hurt me anymore? I already took that bitch off the word little dick. I ain't care about the word nigga.
It's like following overhand right with the jab.
Yeah, right. You know, white girl, broke ass nigga. You don't hit nigga no more. You broke ass.
You just heard broke.
You just heard broke.
No, that's freaking hysterical.
Well, tomorrow, you know, Dave Chappelle new special. Dave Chappelle new special come on tomorrow.
Hold on, what?
Oh shit!
Dave Chappelle new special come on tomorrow called The Closer.
The earthquake joint?
No, his new special. Dave Chappelle's new special called The Closer.
Is it on YouTube again?
No, Netflix.
Stop playing.
Okay.
As soon as I went on YouTube, that joint popped up too.
Yeah.
Is it in DC again?
No, I forgot. That was in. I forgot where it was. My buddy Marshall Brandon, he done opened up for Dave. He opened up for Dave on a special. So
yeah, no. We Marshall's been on the podcast.
Yeah,
we had Marshall on the podcast a while back. Yeah, that's the homie, yo.
One of my favorite comics, yo. One of my favorite comics.
Marshall, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite.
That's
comics.
A fact.
We compliment each other. Well, he always said one of his favorite. We always say this, we're saying thing about each other. But I mean, he's really one of my favorite comics.
Yo, Marshall jokes are very cerebral too. Like I rock with Marshall heavy, bro. Like I really don't go out to see too many comics. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If I get a chance, if I know Marshall's in town, I go see him. Like, that motherfucker is funny, bro.
His thought process is amazing, isn't it?
But you did like, and this is, I'm gonna give you your flowers while you're on the podcast, right? So Lloyd, like Timmy stopped in on the I'm Gonna Get in Trouble live show, right? And like, and I think I said this shit before. Me and Shevitz go up there, we do our thing, right? And then it was a couple comics, and then Dave Butler really just goes in. I love Dave Butler's writing. Like Dave Butler's writing is on point, bro. And I wish I could. I'm gonna tell you the joke offline, but he got a joke that had everybody just sitting there like, "What are you talking about?" And that shit was funny as fuck, right? Yeah. And so my pops is in the back. Timmy shows in, was like, "Yeah, let me do some time, whatever." I said, "I bet." He was like, "I'm only gonna do 5 minutes. I'm just trying to work out one thing." Right? Listen, every veteran that ever tells you they want 5 minutes is always going to do 15. Timmy did 5 minutes and got the fuck on stage.
I don't play that shit.
Look at that. That's fucking amazing.
But it was just like I was sitting in the back, and it was just like, dog, it's different, bro. Like you literally can see the levels, the different levels in comedy of like, and like so. And I'm asking you, Timmy, because you that person, right? And you already gave your flowers to somebody else, right? I give my flowers to you. Do you think that's natural, or is that developed over time?
Develop. That's comes, and that's why I'm gonna tell you right now, Eddie. When you start coming back forth to New York, you're gonna change when it comes to comedy, because you're around so many different types of comedy, so much stuff. You have to, and then when they headline you, like I headline sometimes in New York, bro, you gotta bring that. You gotta bring something that you ain't never seen before. You gotta bring your A game, because it's so many different. I mean, everybody, so many different styles in New York. That's why I told you. I'm glad you are trying to go to New York, so you can be around. You know what I mean? I hate to say it, but where we live at, come on, man, be honest. Everybody pretty much the same style. That's the truth.
They ain't the same. They ain't the same. They different.
I'm saying it's the same. I mean, same style wise, but unless you got some of the comedians that do travel, we got some comedians that do travel. But the ones that kind of stay around, it sound like a cookie cutter. You sound the same. But when you start traveling, like places like New York, and it's I mean, every time you meet a new comedian, a different man, it's a different style. You only got 5 minutes sometimes,
And I think that's kind of important for people to get out, but also like to see the same thing. When you were in the same market, every market's like that. Every market sounds like the same market. Like that's why you go to comedy festivals. You go to comedy festivals and you're like, oh, this is what this area sounds like. And then you see like a dude from New York, from Seattle, somewhere else.
That would me and Timmy had a long conversation the other day. But that was one of the things on like when everybody asked me why, like people, everybody's like, why are you trying to split your time between New York? And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wasn't for the people I loved, it wouldn't be any splitting time. Right. I need to be in New York. You get what I'm saying? The people I love is why I split my time. This is why I'm gonna be splitting time. But the New York scene, like Timmy's not the first person to tell me, like, if you want to grow, you need to get the fuck out of here. You get what I'm saying? I got lucky that I was doing DC and Baltimore. So I was legitimately doing the whole DMV, because most people in Baltimore stay in Baltimore. They do like 1-2 shows a month in DC. Then you got the DC guys, they might do 1 show in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? But they don't, like, I was doing both. I'm doing 2 shows in Baltimore, 3 shows in Baltimore, 3 shows in DC a week. Right. Whereas people don't even realize like where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And even just off of that, I saw growth. I saw a growth spurt. But I do understand that like everybody that went up to New York, all of them got better, bro. I say this with all due respect. I'm not gonna say his name because I was about to and I'm not, right? But one of my homies went to New York. When he left, we all was like, he's not ready for New York. I'm being real, bro. Like, we all have seen this shit before, right? Like, you see the people that go up to New York, and they like, yo, you like, nigga, you not even that funny here. You probably should, you ain't got the years in, nor are you funny enough to do that. And you want to go to New York? What are you talking about? Like, because that's the Mecca, bro. I say with a fact, that motherfucker is so much better now. Like, in a comparison where I was like, I don't even understand how you got there. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker was doing jokes where I was like, I can't see. You know how like when we comics, we can see the punchlines coming. I couldn't see none of his punchlines, bro.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
I've been in New York several times, long time, several times. I wasn't ready. It took me 20-something years to get ready to feel like I was ready for New York.
For real?
I'll be honest with you. I mean, for me to consistently go to New York, man, I'll be honest with you. I was scared of New York for years.
It's a scary place.
I go up there and do 1 or 2 shows, but to go back and forth and really trying to put my foot down, I was scared. But now, man, I love it. I mean, I love New York. I love going to New York.
But it's excuse me. Do you think it? I told somebody I think it's more competition, right? Like the competition levels is just different when you go up to New York versus when you're at home.
It's way different, bro. Because you got people from everywhere. You remember that, man? From every state, they all there.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
From you gotta understand something. Atlanta's like that too. I don't really like Atlanta. It's a whole different scene for me. But
I don't really like Atlanta.
Baltimore DMV, when we do a show in DC or Baltimore, it's gonna be the people that live there. Baltimore people in DMV. You know what I'm saying? You go to New York.
Right.
Half the people that from there ain't even from New York.
Right.
They from all over the place.
LA was like that. LA was like that, and then you're dealing with.
But that's why they're the Meccas. That's why they're the two Meccas.
But also, like in LA, you're dealing with like failed actors. You're dealing with celebrities that are trying to get on spots.
That's the LA. They all the actors ain't got no money no more. Go do stand up. You know why? Because they're gonna sell the clubs out. They ain't gotta be funny.
Yep. And that's where all the Instagram stars are. All the TikTok stars are all out of LA because it's a place to be. So you're dealing with that for stage time. You're dealing with that. It's like it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard.
I mean, I was in LA years ago. I knew I was in the wrong place when I saw the guy from Revenge of the Nerds, the gay dude from Revenge of the Nerds, in the same club I was at. I was like, hey,
that's
they got
hilarious.
nowhere.
But this is the one thing that everybody that I talked to in DC, everybody's like, people was like, why does DC have so many bangers in comedy? And the truest fact of the matter, the DMV has so many bangers, and that I think, right, is because as a launching pad, it's not as hard as New York, but it's not as easy as anywhere else. That's just me.
Right.
Like every scene that I've noticed, right? Because the DMV's transplant, like not as much as Baltimore. I mean, DC more than Baltimore, of course, right? But in DC, you're a transplant, so everybody lives there, so you can make a lot of local references, but everybody's thought process is different because they're all from different states. So it's a good jump off to go to New York. Where now you got people from all over coming into one spot. You know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with more tourists than you dealing with locals. But even the locals in DC, but like when I went up to Chicago, they're funny. They're funny as dope. They're funny as dope as shit. Hilarious. Right? Yeah, hilarious. Yeah. But they do a lot of fucking city references. They talk a lot of shit about, like, you know what I'm saying, the different parts of Chicago that they in. At least that's what I saw.
Well, I noticed in New York, a lot of the guys in New York do a lot of news references. New York love news references. That's their thing. You know what I mean?
So everything that's on the news.
They love news references or stories that happen in the news or whatever. They just the way they are, you know?
Is it this, but is that to stay up on pop culture or what?
Well, I think it is. I think it's just that style of comedy. And the thing is, I don't like it because stories just old too quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, now come on, man. Come on, look at the world we live in. You know what I mean? A story only lasts how long now?
Yeah, that's it. Tiger King? Who's making Tiger King jokes?
There's people still making Tiger King jokes, bro. I don't know if you know that, but it's a lot of people still making Tiger King jokes.
Those are fucking.
Don't ever get my man Tiger King fucked up.
And he's gonna step out for a second. He's gonna think about what he just was talking about. He got evicted real quick.
Fuck you, yo.
You making a Tiger King joke, kill yourself.
Yeah. In 2021, we're almost in 2022, and you're making a Tiger King reference. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it would be 22. But you know they're supposed to have another Tiger King, so they're coming back.
Oh God!
If you're not talking about Squid Game right now, talking about Squid Game reference. That's what we're talking about, not Tiger King. That was last year.
Dog, listen. I already heard a Squid King reference. That's Squid Game's reference. That's how bad it is, bro. I've already the show I went to the other day, motherfucker made Squid Game reference.
Already,
like that's just what it is. Already, that show just came out.
That's how fast you got to move. You literally got to move on top of shit.
Because it's gonna go away anyway. Ain't gonna be there anyway.
Facts.
I mean, I think that shouldn't that be the shit that you put out? Like, if you don't put out your shit.
Come on, give it like a month. I'm not giving a damn like Squid Game.
Yeah, but so you should be putting that joke. You should be putting those jokes out real quick. Like you put it out, you record it real quick, you drop it out because you're not going to use it by the time.
You saying those are the jokes that you put out on TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that makes more sense though. Like, and I said that to somebody else. I was like, if you're putting out but the only part. All right, I have two thoughts on this. Right, I think you should do that, because you can get those jokes off real quick, right, and still get some notoriety from them. The bad part about that is if you start getting known for that style, like that type of comedy, then people come out and that's what they want to see. Via Scott Sice.
Yeah, but
my
that's
guy,
different. But that's different.
That's my guy.
But he's not.
But that's not his style of jokes.
But he's not telling jokes though.
He is telling jokes
on TikTok.
Yes.
Okay.
When he does the whole like the IKEA thing, when he's like
that's a skit. That's a skit. That's not a joke.
So, but this is what people come out to see him for.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but if you're writing jokes for current events, that's not going to be relevant in a month or two. That's the shit that you should be putting out like hot fire.
Right. Exactly. Something quick and easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Quick, easy, and shit you don't even fucking care about in a week.
Right. Once you said it's over. You can't say it no more. Just let it go. Yeah.
And you don't want to. Like you don't want to be a year in still talking about fucking Squid Game.
It's gonna be people still. It's gonna be a whole rack of people still talking about Squid Games in a year.
Think about people talking about Game of Thrones. Unless you're talking about some high end reference or something cerebral, it's like, yeah, you wrote that a long time ago.
Right.
I don't know, man. I just like I said, bro. Like I as long as if you putting them drinks up online, I think that's where that's where the issue starts coming in. Because if people come, Patrice O'Neal, you remember Patrice O'Neal said when he was doing Web 2.0. And he was walking people out of his shows because they thought they was about to get a Web 2.0 style comedy show. And he was like, motherfucker, that's not what I do. Like, I'm Patrice O'Neal, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. That new shit, but the new shit, like I'm with you on that. The cycle flips too quick. So it doesn't even make sense.
Right.
So what do you all right? This is a question that Terrance normally asks, right? Okay. What is your thought process on the urban rooms versus mainstream rooms? It's a stagnant in the show now, bro. We've been asking everybody.
Well, I think as a comedy, you got to learn to adjust to do both. I mean, you got to understand and realize that you can't, you got to understand. So everybody don't get our terminology. You know what I'm saying? It's a terminology factor. That's all. Your terminology has to change in mainstream rooms. We have different terminology.
Mainstream rooms, you can get away with being corny.
Yeah, you can. But I tell you,
no, you get away with being corny in urban rooms too, bro. Like it's just depending on what style of corny you doing, dog.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I just feel like when it comes to urban rooms, I just think that if you only know how to do urban rooms, which a lot of comedians only know how to do urban rooms, I think you just need to stick to that. If you want to stick to that, look, let me tell you just like this: black rooms make you rich. White rooms will make you wealthy. That's it.
Wow.
So remember that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of 90% of comedians out there that's wealthy got somebody white behind them.
Right. I'm with you on that. I said that I tried to explain that to somebody else because I'm being honest with you, bro. Like me personally, and I'm starting to come on grips with it. Mainstream rooms still want you to be you. I think everybody like terminology. You are right. You can't say every word the same. I mean, not every word. You can't say every term the same way because they're not going to understand what the fuck you're talking about, right? And you got to make the terms more universal for everybody to pick up on. But they still want you to act like you. They don't like when you come in there and you start trying to act like you're catering to white people or you know what I'm saying, any type of like ethnic group or anything like that. Like you still look corny, bro.
Yeah, you do.
You know, your bomb is way less. It's less threatening than the urban room because you bomb in the urban room. It's like, yo, get the fuck off the stage, bro. Like, why the fuck is he still talking? Yeah, in a mainstream room, it's just the motherfuckers just start looking at their phones, start talking to each other.
Bad reviews on Yelp.
Hey,
yeah, stuff like that.
And they don't come back. They just don't come back to your show no more. Right. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's just, hey, it's over. Good job, bro.
Yeah. Like I said, man, just remember that. I tell people all the time, yo, you can black comic all you want, but hey, they make you rich. Don't make you wealthy.
Some people don't know the difference.
Nah, some people want to be rich rather than wealthy, bro. I do this with my last name, not my first. Sorry, fam. Okay. Damon, what's his name? Said that shit.
Yep.
What?
Well, I mean, in his family, he's got to fight for his first name. He already got the last name.
Like
after all, I ain't stopped out. I'm buying in. Y'all said what y'all want about me.
You said what? Oh, Dave Dash. Yeah.
But certainly, I just learned to do both rooms. That's all. I was told by Joe Recker was my mentor. Rest in peace. He taught me how to do both rooms. He taught me. You know, he taught me you gotta do both rooms. He sat me down. He taught me, hey, you funny, but I'm gonna tell you, you know, you gotta learn to cut the urban shit out. Cause you got. I do churches. I do everything. You know.
Yep.
So, I don't touch churches. I don't touch. I can't. So listen. I told everybody. I said this is what I got lucky on. My podcast is called "I'ma Get in Trouble." I don't ever like. It goes against my branding to do anything.
Church shows pay though.
I know, but I don't.
And guess what though? They're easy. Watch the crowd. The crowd is always listening. They already listen. They already. That's what they do.
They've already been programmed. They've been programmed to listen.
Right. I go to a church. I've got standing ovations on so many church shows.
I mean, because the pastor gets standing ovations.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know, coming up in LA, that's what everybody tells you. It's like you got to figure out how to do, especially being Asian. They're like, there's no Asian rooms. They're like, you got to be able to do all of the rooms. If you can't do all of the rooms, there's no home for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang, bro. Yeah, no, I want to do. I'm gonna be honest. I want to be able to do churches so I can perform in front of my parents' friends. All right, so that my parents don't have to keep. So my parents don't have to keep being like. I mean, he's a comedian, but
He's a little too dirty for you, Sharon.
He a little too dirty. Like I don't even perform. I feel bad because I don't even perform in front of my parents no more. Yeah, like, dude, I performed in front of my parents one time, bro. Once, and literally got on stage and was like, "My mom's here, my father's here. They passed us, so I can't curse," and then proceeded to say "motherfucker" and every other curse word for the next 10 minutes while on stage. Well, it was like my first year in comedy.
Your father thought it was funny. So
yeah. My father loves comedy though. I just can't. I don't want to do the joint. I don't even curse in front of my parents now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't. Let me tell you, my stepmother used to go to my show. I had to tell her to stop because she heard my joke. She would sit there with the stone face, bro. And yo, like I wasn't even funny. Like turn her nose up. Like I heard this shit before. I well, take your ass to the movies. Why do you keep following me?
Oh my god, that's fun. Say I heard this before.
My mom showed up to one show, couldn't find parking, went home, and was like, I couldn't find parking. Why was it so busy? I was like, because they came to see me. She goes, why? And I've never invited to a show since.
That's funny, bro. That is freaking hilarious.
Terrance said shit like, "You a comedian? I don't know how. I never found you funny." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, dude. I used to do a joke about that.
I never found you funny.
I used to do a joke about that. I told my father literally. My father literally said, "You really want to be, but you're not funny at all." I was like, "Thank you for, thanks for everything, Pop."
Wow.
My mom is just happy that I'm not living in her basement.
They walk away.
Damn.
You said what?
You said what? Was happy he was not living in the basement, making tennis. Huh?
Yeah. My mom was like, "I'll support any of your dreams as long as I don't have to actually support you. Like, don't live in my basement. It's a success."
Dude, yeah, my son. Have you? All right, Timmy. Have you? Because you used to be like, not to give away any of your stuff, right? Like you used to be a cop, right? But like, did you start doing comedy as a cop or before you became a cop?
Yeah, as I was a cop. It was a guy at my job. He was a promoter, and I used to write jokes for my a buddy of mine just to see how it worked out. And I was scared to try them. And the promoter at my job, this guy was a police officer. He used to promote parties and comedy shows. I like, fuck it, put me on it. And I did well. My first time, and then I kept writing, and I was terrible, man. I was talking fast. I'm about second. It was just too much. It was too much. It took a lot to learn, man. Somebody sat me down and said, "All right, bro, you funny, but calm the fuck down." You know what I mean?
You going too fast.
I wasn't even talking about going too fast. It was just like the material was just too urban. It was, you know what I mean? It was urban. You know, but I came up.
Too urban.
Yeah, but I came up doing Def Jam. I came up doing a Def Jam era.
Right. Makes sense. That makes sense.
So
all right.
That's why I was on Def Jam. I came. That's what it was.
You said you was on Def Jam?
Yeah, I was on Def Jam.
Nigga, I didn't know.
Damn. I guess we're just gonna put that logo up here real quick.
Yeah, we gotta put that right up, yo.
Look, I'm tell you right now. May rest in peace. The guy Rashid was a comedian. Rashid was a comedian from New York. He passed away right after Def Jam.
No, Rashid was the Papi. Papi, let me get this. Papi.
I was on Def Jam. I was before him. I was like, how you miss me? I was the comic before him.
Dang.
You missed that? I really ain't do shit in my life. You damn.
God dang, bro. I ain't know.
Dang.
They showed me. They kept showing him. I'm getting some good ass residual check because they were showing him so much for dedication. So they had to show me. So I was getting checks left and right. My last check from Def Jam was $13 from last week. I got $13 check a couple of weeks ago.
That's hilarious. I didn't even know that. I never knew. I didn't know, like. Has that happened a lot? Like people don't know all your credits?
No, most people know I was on Def Jam, and they know I was on Comic View. Most people know.
Most people. Not you two idiots, but most people.
No, yeah, that's you idiot.
No, I knew you was on Comic View. I knew you was on Comic View. I didn't know you was on. I didn't know you was on Def Jam. Because this is the thing about Timmy, right? When you hear like Timmy's retired,
Bob should have said that. Man, Bob said something because Bob was on your show. Bob was the one put me on it. That was Bob was on Def Jam.
He didn't say, but he didn't name everybody from out here. I think like the only person he named was like Eddie and like Tony and shit. Like, well, because he named all the DC guys. He didn't name none of the up top guys that much.
He mentioned me and Marshall.
He did. Oh shit! But he didn't say. Did he say he was on Def Jam? How did we miss this? That was a 2-hour podcast, bro. You cannot hold anything against me.
From months ago, from almost a year ago.
Yeah, he mentioned me and Marshall.
Yeah, no, fucking like
he was listening. Timmy Hall watches our podcast. Hey, yo, Timmy Hall from Def Jam watches our podcast.
Yeah. Man, Bob was responsible for that, man. Bob was the catalyst behind that. And I met Job. I did a show at a place called Jokes on Us in Laurel, big comedy club, and we auditioned, and I got stand ovation. And Bob put me on it immediately.
Oh shit!
So,
y'all had the life back then, bro. With that shit, y'all had the life.
We don't have more platforms no more. All the platforms gone.
All the money dried up. What do you mean?
It wasn't money. No, I'm gonna tell you what. YouTube and all this other shit happened. They don't need it. You don't need a platform no more. I really wish we had another platform for comedians, man. To go on HBO and stuff like that. I really do. You know, I think if HBO put every week we did a comedy show, I think it'll come back. I think we can bring it back. People still want real stand-up comedy, man. They still want that.
I think people do want the stand-up comedy, but the issue is that it's too much. Like I'm starting to see this shit with social media ads. When you get too much of the same type of thing, it screws everything up. Yeah. And that's what's happening right now. Like on when it comes to comedy, it's too easy to access it, so it's not looked at the same.
If you know what I'm saying? If you can get it everywhere, there's no value to it.
There's no real value to this shit anymore. So that's why you got so many people. Like everybody keeps talking about the value of comics have gone down. No, they haven't. You guys are looking for the easy access comics. You guys are looking for microwave mashed potatoes and telling everybody mashed potatoes suck. Like that's not what it is, bro. Yeah. Like it takes 15 minutes to cook this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it take not 15 minutes. It take an hour and a half to cook this shit. You know what I'm saying? And if it don't,
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the same taste.
Right.
It's just that simple. The same thing with comedy. You keep looking for Instagram comics, and then you like, well, why come? Like, because I accidentally messed up on this with a veteran. I was like, man, I need you to, like, come on, man, you need to start doing more Instagram stuff. He was like, well, why? I don't do that. That's not me. So if I put it out there, then it's gonna look like shit. Because I'm not, you know what I'm saying? He's not that type of comic.
Me neither, but you gotta do it.
But so do you have to, or is it like, or do you just gotta travel the road more?
No, you got to, man. That word of mouth shit is dead. Back in the day, it was word of mouth. You know what I mean? That's dead now, man. Now you gotta do Instagram, and you know that you can't. Who you gonna read? My problem with Instagram and all that stuff. Damn, I know everybody know who he is, but you don't know the demographics. Like, you know, somebody might be doing what's name. You might do a show in Texas. Nobody gonna show up. His demographic might not be Texas.
We were seeing that. I know comics were seeing that in Vine. The first explosion of that, like Vine. Oh, yeah. You know, they're getting 1 million, 5 million views every clip. But it was like the demographics were fucked up. You can't get 16-year-old girls into a comedy club because that was his demographic.
Right. Now that you can sit, but so this is the thing though, right? When I don't book internet guys, but if like somebody presses for one, I'm like, all right, tell him send me his analytics. Everybody has analytics that like I don't give a fuck where you are. The analytics will tell you where you're most popular at. The reason why people don't want to send you the analytics is because most of that shit is bots. And if most of it's bots, then it don't work.
Bots.
Yeah, if you see that joint say Russia the whole time,
Pakistan.
India, right? Like, dog, you're not even popping in the U.S. You got 50,000.
Well, they be buying them shits, bro. They be buying them shits. You can buy them.
That's the point. If you buy, but when you buy them, they put you in a different country. That's what I'm saying. Like, so you ask them for the if you ever get somebody like when you start doing your Tuesday joint, let me know. But if you start getting like if you get people that's like Instagram people or whatever, they like, oh, they got like 50,000 followers. All right, cool. Send me your analytics. The analytics will tell you where they popping at.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And if they faking their analytics, they won't be popping it anywhere. They won't be popping a lot of places in the U.S. They'll be popping a lot of places outside of the U.S. If majority of your clientele is from the outside of the U.S., you're more than likely buying bots.
Also, when you look at it, they got 1 million followers and they got 1,000 likes, no comments, not a single comment. You go, oh, that's bullshit.
That's definitely bots. 2,000 likes, no comments.
Not a single comment.
Nah. Yeah. Dude. Yo, Timmy, you got anything to plug, bro? Besides the show, we gotta jump out.
I'll be in Vegas this week, and then Friday I'll be in White Plains, Maryland, for a show with Dave Carter. Breast cancer awareness show, and it's DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dave.
I know what you're talking about. I said I know what you're talking about now.
I'll be with me, Dave Carter, and Antoine Scott to be together Friday. The show already sold out. They sold the show out already.
Shit.
Good for you.
What's up, man? I'll try to be out there. No. Friday I won't. No.
Wow.
I lied. I'm not gonna.
It's because my analytics.
We're looking at the analytics of the show right now, and we won't be there.
Yeah, I won't be there. I gotta go. I gotta go back up to New York on Thursday. I got I got sleep apnea, and I left my machine up there. I've been tired for the last 4 days.
You got that shit. So you the most sexiest motherfucker go to bed like Dark Vader. That's you.
Yeah, dead ass.
Wow.
And I left my machine at the house in New York. Literally been down here.
Your girl to step on the cord while you sleep.
Bro, look. Woke me up today, and I jumped like crazy. She was like, "What is going on?" I'm like, I'm not all the way asleep. Do you not? You're not catching this stuff. I feel like somebody's trying to kill me. And it's me.
Every time you go to bed, it's you trying to kill you.
It's gravity trying to kill you. Jesus Christ.
I had a dream I couldn't breathe. Motherfucker, you can't.
That wasn't a dream. You weren't sleeping.
I had a dream about drown. You did, nigga, in your own spit. You died.
Every time I wake up to a noise, I'm jumping like crazy. Like, yo, like what dog, like it's bad, bro.
You go to sleep it's like this. Every time I go to bed, I'm like somebody trying to kill, like somebody trying to choke me. It is, motherfucker. It's your sleep happening.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, stay in trouble. Yo, we out of here, baby.
With it.
Right,
that's why I'm mad with it. With it. With it. That's why I'm mad with it. Straight out the trap with it. Whatever you want, whatever you need, it's on tab. Get it.